Hello, everyone. One of the things we, or many of us, human beings, innately long for is connections and interactions. Some of us may want to be alone and left alone or be loners. But many times that is because we don't trust or we have been hurt. But deeper inside, it is part of the nature to be connected, to interact with others. And many of us long for harmony, for love. But somehow something seems to not go right many times. And now with the holiday season, the season where people get together, where families meet, where we have family dinners and sometimes whole days together or whole weekends or maybe even a whole week with others and with families. It kind of comes up more. We want to be together in on the one hand, but on the same way, many of us might also be a bit reluctant, or that is also the time when sensitive topic comes up or sensitive memories are triggered. So, what is this? Almost appear to be a contradiction within us. On the one hand, we want to be with people, we want to have a partner, we want to have a family, but then when we have it, it becomes a source of stress or anxiety or maybe even anger and sometimes even hatred and violence. What is going on there? And something maybe we are overlooking. We love this word love, and we long to love and we long to be loved. But there is some riddle there that we can't really get it right, that it is sustainable and that it is harmonious and ongoing. Spiritual knowledge tells us that maybe our basic positioning, we need to reevaluate that. And with basic positioning, I mean, who is the one who is loving and whom are we loving? Many of us might not necessarily rationalize this topic. Who am I truly? Who is the other truly? It is very possible that we are interacting with our idea of the other and not so much the other person truly, but the idea of who they are, our idea projected on them. And if we do that with others, we also may be doing that with ourselves. Not really truly in touch with who I am, but we have created an idea based on certain experiences or based on comments from others about ourselves. And so this is where a spiritual journey comes in and meditation comes in. to truly begin to understand who is this I and who is this you truly. Because if we want to have interactions and harmonious interactions, we first need to know where we stand and where the other stands. And if we look at ourselves and others superficially, of course, we see the physical image, we see the social contexts, the family they belong to, the maybe religious context, the education, all of those. But all of those are, many of them are very external things and superficial things. But who is the being? The one who gives form to this physical personality. Who is the soul? And once we come back to this essence of who we are, the inner being, the higher being, the soul, then we begin to understand that others are in essence also spiritual beings, souls. And innately, everyone is lovely, a being who is free, a being who is timeless, a being who is innately lovely, a being who is innately a being of peace, innocent, pure, childlike, invisible being of consciousness, the soul. Now, we are all spiritual beings. And this is the costume, and we play the part. Rona is the part that I play out. But behind there is this living light. And when we learn to live with that awareness and begin to see others with that vision too, then love will be natural. Then it is not I appreciate you or I like you because of your job or because of your physical appearance or because of your certain mannerisms or because of your certain possessions. But love becomes a universal feeling because everyone is a soul. And then it becomes a fascinating adventure to interact. Behind there is a spiritual being. And this is just a game we are playing with each other at a physical level. We're playing the game of human life with each other. But behind are two spiritual beings. And if we play the game right, then we can love regardless of the behavior and the circumstances, because we see the one behind, the soul. And then we can share the journey together. We can as if be on this adventure in the human dimension together. But love should be for the one who is eternal, the one who is imperishable. And coming from that awareness that the self is also eternal and imperishable. So let's take a few moments for some meditation. Because meditation is the conscious remembrance of the essence, the being that I am, separate from the physical personality that is adopted to play the part. So as we take a step back, we remind ourselves of the value, of the importance to see beyond and behind the visible and the tangible. We remind each other to see beyond the behaviors and the superficial personality traits for self and for others. To go to the root. We all are beings of light, beings of awareness, souls. We existed before this body took shape, and we will continue after this body perishes. The real self is an eternal, immortal, pure being of light. And just try and let this sink in. Grasp this. The truth about the soul is beautiful, innately divine. Coming back to this authentic, clean, joyful, almost like childlike, but at the same time, godlike, true self, not mixing it with the acquired personality to play the part. whole physical world is like a stage where this play of human life is going on, but beyond and behind are the living beings of light, the souls. Holding this awareness. Let this sink in. And whenever this word I comes to mind, let it not be the physical image, but this living light, like a tiny star, serene, free, peaceful, being of light. One who comes from the home of souls, one who belongs to the Supreme Father, Supreme Mother, the Supreme Soul, God. This is the unlimited truth of everyone. If we can remember this, live in this soul paradigm, love will be natural and interactions will always be loving. All our souls, all are my brothers. Enjoy this journey of light. Enjoy this journey into light. Enjoy being light.